Rothschilds produced their first wine in a new facility in 2005, but their discussions, tastings, visits to growers, and familiarization with the region started a few years earlier. There was agreement from the beginning that the Rothschild champagne would be a brand of the highest quality with the best fruit sources. Signing the bottle for them was very important. It represented the Rothschilds' first collaboration. Since the Rothschilds were building a brand from scratch, they had the opportunity to create their own style. They agreed that it would be Chardonnay from the Côte de Blanc.
Rothschild is really based on the Chardonnay because Chardonnay is known in the Champagne area to be the best variety, to get the finesse, the elegancy, and also the capacity for aging, because the Chardonnay grapes are more acidic than the other one. And so
Jean-Philippe Moulin is one of Champagne's elite winemakers. Over his 35-year career, Moulin has been operations director at Pommery, Perrier-Jouët, Mumm, and Paul Roget, and was in charge of Renard Blanc de Blanc for 7 years before joining Rothschild in 2007. He talks about the difficulty of obtaining Chardonnay.
And so all the big champagne houses are looking for Chardonnay to have this quality, and also to use Chardonnay in the top cuvée like vintage or special cuvée, tête de cuvée, because this type of cuvée need a long aging on the lees. So if you don't have enough Chardonnay, your wine will not be able to age so long. It's a pity, but there is only 28% of all the acreage which are planted with Chardonnay. The best places to grow Chardonnay, it's the Côte de Blanc, where we are located. It's why we decide to implement, to start the winery here in the Côte de Blanc, because it's the heart of the area for Chardonnay.
And the people who are looking to make Dom Pérignon, Cristal Roederer, Comte de Tétinger, Perrier-Jouët Belle Epoque, Bollinger and so on, they want to have a Chardonnay in their blend, because the Chardonnay is the guarantee of the quality, and especially the lightness and the elegance for the blend. So everybody wants to have Chardonnay.
Chardonnay is scarce. It's not possible to buy vineyard land. There's none for sale. You must buy grapes from the growers, who own 75% of the appellation, and they're all sold out. The only way to obtain grapes then is to take someone else's precious allocation. This situation, most acute for Grand Cru Chardonnay, has been likened to a war. General Manager Frédéric Marès visits with Pierre Gonnet, a grower who owns a whopping 30 hectares of Chardonnay in the Grand Cru village of Le Mesnil. Frédéric is a champagne industry veteran, having worked at Mumm, Perrier-Jouët, and Moet et Chandon. His relationships with growers date back to his school days in the Grand Cru village of Avize. He's had success in securing grape contracts because growers see that the Rothschilds are really doing something unique.
So right now we are at the top of the hill of Vertus village. You know,
just after the hill. Just after the hill, we are in Le Mesnil, where we were just before with Jordan. And Le Mesnil is one of our main procurement for the grapes of Chardonnay Grand Cru. And you know, we have between these two villages close to 35-36 hectares on 75-80 hectares, means close to 50%, so it's amazing.
In Burgundy, for example, there's no agreement as to the best village, but in Champagne, Le Mesnil is considered to make the finest champagnes.
We have the village of Vertus, a small village, and the facilities on the wineries of Rothschild.
The Rothschilds decided to build a winery in Vertus to become part of the village and maintain access to the growers in the strategic area. Champagne is unique in that it will reveal the most minor imperfections from careless or expedient pressing of the grapes. Marès explains how the Rothschild process employs the highest standards possible in the processing of these precious raw material.
The difference between the process Rothschild and the others, one's the main point, not the others in general, but maybe the big players, is that we don't use the ties, we don't use the press, you know, these two these two juice for 5 hectoliters on 25 means 20%. We don't use it. But when
The Thai, or press wine, is higher in tannin, darker in color, and lower in acidity than the free run, and therefore ages faster. Some brands need to use the Thai because it enables them to release their champagne after only 18 to 20 months. When you use 100% free run juice, or cuvée, you have the potential to produce a champagne of extraordinary elegance. But the high acidity means you must age it in the bottle for an extended time to develop the flavor. This requires patience, and you can't have any pressure to get this champagne onto the market.
we are not alone, because few other estates used to do the same, to avoid to use the Thai. But to avoid to use the Thai at 100% is very rare. Not sure that we are not
Our
alone.
blend and our cuvée from the others, because we are so much Chardonnay in the blend
That we could match with the special cuvée or the vintage cuvée for the other brand.
While the Rothschild champagnes are non-vintage, the specifications are similar to or exceed those of the vintage and tête de cuvées of other champagne houses. 100% free-run juice gives the potential for finesse and elegance of style. High percentages of Grand Cru and Premier Cru Chardonnay gives high acidity and a lightness as well as longevity. The use of 40% reserve wines is nearly double the amount found in a typical non-vintage champagne. And long aging on the yeast develops flavor. And finally, a low dosage. Dosage levels 2 times the Rothschild amount act as a sort of makeup, allowing a champagne to get to the market sooner. The Rothschild Rosé is unique and deserves some explanation. It's 85% Chardonnay, predominantly Grand Cru. It is blended with 15% Pinot Noir from the Grand Cru village of Verzenay. It's bright and alive with a light pink color and subtle fruital aromas. Perfect with gazpacho, beef carpaccio, prosciutto and melon, or dessert.
Yeah, so the rosé is really close from the Chardonnay in the style. And when I want to do a joke, I say it's a pink Chardonnay. The connoisseur who like the top champagne have this rosé also very well, because it's very close from the Chardonnay, which is the top of the range, which is also the top of the champagne in the quality.
Since the Rothschild Rosé is only 15% Pinot Noir, it's critical that this component be of the highest quality to match that of the Grand Cru Chardonnay, which is why the Rothschild secured a 10-year contract on a 5-hectare parcel of Pinot Noir in the Grand Cru village of Verzenay. To ensure that the Pinot Noir would add only the most delicate and subtle of fruit aromas, while avoiding any trace of tannin or bitterness, the Rothschild took the production of this key component into their own hands.
Now, in one of the smallest red wine cellar of Champagne, and maybe one of the smallest red wine cellar in France, because Rothschild family decided to produce, of course, their red wine from red grapes in Champagne. Usually,
in Champagne, you can produce a rosé by the saignée method, which involves the bleeding off of the juice after a limited contact with the skins of red grapes. Since the Rothschild Rosé is 85% Chardonnay, it's not possible to make a saignée because the Chardonnay skins have no color. The alternative, as Mérès explains, is to blend in red wine.
You have to put, red wine in the white wine to make a blend and to have a rosé. Usually, people who are looking to make rosé in Champagne, they buy the red wine to big players in Champagne. So we have 3 or 4 villages in Champagne where they are using to produce a lot of red wine. In Lérissé, in the Aube, in Verzenay, in Ambonnay-Bouzy, and in Cumières. That means five villages. And you have big players who have huge facilities to make, the red wine in huge volumes. And after that, the growers are coming and say, okay, I would like to buy 50, 500, hectoliters of red wine to make my rosé. Well, because we are Rothschild, it's not so easy. The family said, no, it's impossible because we have a little experience on the red wine. So we would like to produce the red wine by ourselves. So we bought these 4 small tanks, very small. We bought the same sorting table, you say that, as we can find in Lafitte or in Mouton. But what's amazing, we just use this small winery for maybe 2 days, 3 days a year, that means that a lot of people who are looking this winery in Champagne say you are completely crazy in Rothschild, because to pay and to buy this kind of installation only for 2 days a year, you need to be Rothschild to do it. You know. We are in this place, in the beautiful place, one maybe the best place in the Côte des Blancs, because it's an old-fashioned house whose name was Prieur.
The Rothschild family is looking to invest in this defunct champagne house because it's next to the winery and could be converted to a guest house and possibly a small winery for this special cuvée. Downstairs are the oldest and largest cellars in the Côte Blanc, built in 1870 with a capacity to store 50,000 bottles of champagne.
The champagne cellars, an old-fashioned one, so it will be the Rothschild storage. You know, Jordan, we are at 15 meters less, means 55 feet. Yeah. Temperature is close to 12 degrees all the year, in winter, in summer, in springtime, in autumn, every time. So it's perfect for the conservation of the wine, and especially for the champagne. It's good for the prise de mousse, for the second fermentation in bottles. And it's not too bad to have a big tasting with Pasternak team. Welcome.